My name is Kobe, and the day everything changed started like any other Tuesday, until my stepfather decided to destroy me one last time. "Get your freeloading self out of my garage," Gerald shouted from the doorway. "You're not my blood, and I'm done pretending to care." I looked up from the boxes I was sorting. "I'm just getting Mom's belongings like you said I could. I'll be gone in an hour." "Make it 20 minutes, Gerald sneered. "Your mother wasted enough of my life raising another man's mistake. I don't owe you anything." My throat tightened. Mom had died 6 months ago, and Gerald's true colors had come out immediately. "You didn't have to marry her if you felt that way." "I loved Patricia," he said coldly. "But you were just part of the package, a package I never wanted." I grabbed a photo album and shoved it in my box. "Message received. I'll never bother you again." "Good," Gerald said. "Oh, and that medical paperwork you're looking for? Threw it all out. You're 32. Get your own insurance and stop mooching off your dead mother's estate." After he left, I noticed an envelope on the workbench addressed to me. My hands shook as I opened it. Genetic testing results from the ancestry kit my girlfriend Vanessa had bought me for my birthday. I called her immediately. "Nessa, can you come over to my apartment? Something's really wrong." "Baby, what happened?" Vanessa asked when she arrived an hour later. "You sounded terrified." I handed her the results. "According to this DNA test, Patricia wasn't my biological mother. The ancestry markers don't match at all." Vanessa studied the papers carefully. She worked as a paralegal and knew how to read complicated documents. "Kobe, this says you have no genetic relation to Patricia Richardson. Are you sure she was your mother?" "I have baby pictures with her." "Gerald always said she was my mom," I said, pacing my small living room. "He told me my biological father abandoned us when I was a toddler, and he married Mom when I was 3. "Did you ever see a birth certificate? Adoption papers?" Vanessa asked gently. "Gerald handled all that stuff. He said it was in a safety deposit box at his bank," I explained. Whenever I asked about it, he'd get angry and change the subject. Vanessa bit her lip. "Kobe, I hate to say this, but what if Patricia wasn't your mother because you weren't supposed to be with them?" "What are you saying?" "I'm saying maybe you should talk to my boss, Attorney Rodriguez. He handles cases like this," Vanessa said. "He has connections with private investigators and law enforcement." The next morning, I sat in Rodriguez's downtown office. He was a sharp-dressed man in his 50s with kind eyes. "Mr. Kobe, Vanessa shared the basics with me," Rodriguez said. "These DNA results are concerning. Have you checked the missing children database?" My stomach dropped. Why would I be in there? "Because if Patricia Richardson wasn't your biological mother, and Gerald has always been evasive about your documentation, we need to explore every possibility," Rodriguez explained. "I work with a retired detective named James Preston. He specializes in cold cases involving missing persons. Would you be willing to meet him?" "Yes," I said without hesitation. "I need to know the truth." Detective Preston arrived that afternoon, a heavy-set black man with a gray beard and intense eyes. "Son, I've been doing this work for 40 years, Preston said, opening his laptop. "Let's start with what you remember about your childhood." "Not much before age 5, I admitted. Gerald said we moved constantly for his construction jobs, different cities every few years." "What about school records? Friends from childhood, relatives?" Preston asked. "Gerald claimed we had no family. Mom, Patricia, never talked about her past either," I said. "Looking back, it seems weird, but I just thought some families were private." Preston nodded slowly. "Gerald ever talk about Portland, Oregon?" "No, why?" "Just a hunch," Preston said, typing rapidly. "Give me your birthday." "August 19th. I'll be 33 this year." Preston's face changed. "Kobe, I need you to look at something. Take your time." He turned the screen toward me. There was a photo of a chubby toddler with dark curls. He looked exactly like my baby pictures. "That's me," I whispered. "But why is this on a missing persons website?" "Because that child is Cameron Mitchell Thompson, abducted from a Portland mall on August 14th, 32 years ago," Preston said quietly. "He was 15 months old." I couldn't speak. The room spun around me. "Breathe, Kobe," Vanessa said, grabbing my hand. "Just breathe." "This can't be real," I finally managed. "You're saying Gerald kidnapped me?" Preston pulled up more files. "Cameron's parents, David and Rachel Thompson, reported him missing immediately. The case went federal within hours. It's still active." Rodriguez leaned forward. "Kobe, we need to verify this with a DNA comparison. If you're Cameron Thompson, your biological parents deserve to know you're alive." Are they still around?" I asked. Preston nodded. "Both alive. They run a foundation for missing children in Portland. They've never stopped searching for you." Vanessa squeezed my hand tighter. 32 years. They've been looking for you for 32 years. "I need to know for sure," I said. "What do I do?" "First, We contact the FBI, Rodriguez said. Second, we arrange DNA testing with the Thompson family. Third, we investigate Gerald thoroughly before approaching him. Why not just arrest him now? I demanded. Because we need evidence that will stick in court, Preston explained. Right now, we have a missing child case and suspicious DNA results. We need documentation, witnesses, and Gerald's connection to Portland at the time of the abduction. Over the next 10 days, Preston worked his connections. Vanessa helped coordinate between the FBI, Rodriguez's office, and the Thompson family. The DNA results came back first. Rodriguez called me to his office with Preston and Vanessa present. Kobe, Rodriguez said gently, you are biologically Cameron Mitchell Thompson. There's no doubt. I collapsed into the chair. So Gerald really did kidnap me. Yes, Preston said. And I found more. Gerald worked as a contractor at that Portland mall 32 years ago. He was there the day Cameron disappeared. He quit his job 3 days later and vanished. How did Patricia not know? I asked. We found her medical records. She had severe depression and was hospitalized for mental health treatment about a year before she met Gerald, Preston explained. Gerald told people she'd had a baby who died. When he showed up with you, friends assumed she'd gotten pregnant again. Vanessa looked sick. He manipulated a grieving, mentally ill woman? Patricia genuinely believed you were her biological son, Rodriguez confirmed. Gerald created fake birth certificates, avoided hospitals and schools that required thorough documentation, and isolated Patricia from anyone who might ask questions. What about my real parents? I asked. Do they know? Preston nodded. FBI agent Victoria Santos contacted them. They want to meet you, but they understand you need time. I want to meet them, I said immediately. But first, I want Gerald arrested. Rodriguez pulled out a file. Agent Santos is building the case now. She wants you to wear a wire and confront Gerald, get him to confess. Is that safe? Vanessa asked worriedly. We'll have agents positioned nearby, Preston assured her. But Kobe needs to be the one to do this. Gerald won't talk to law enforcement, but he might slip up with Kobe. I took a deep breath. When do we do this? Tomorrow, Rodriguez said. Agent Santos will brief you in the morning. The next day, FBI agent Santos, a no-nonsense woman in her 40s, fitted me with a recording device in an unmarked van. Kobe, your job is simple, Santos said. Ask about your childhood. Ask about Portland. Ask why he moved so much. Let him talk. What if he realizes something's wrong? I asked. Then we move in immediately, Santos said. But Gerald's arrogant. He thinks he got away with this for 32 years. Use that. Preston put his hand on my shoulder. You've got this, son. We'll be listening to every word. I drove to Gerald's house, my heart pounding. He answered the door with a beer in hand. What do you want? Gerald asked. Thought I told you to stay away. I need to ask you some questions, I said, walking past him into the house. About my childhood. Gerald's eyes narrowed. What kind of questions? Like why I don't have a birth certificate, I said calmly. Or why we moved every year when I was little. Or why you worked in Portland 32 years ago. Gerald's face went white. How do you know about Portland? I know a lot of things now, I said. Like how you worked at the Cascade Mall on August 14th, the same day a baby boy named Cameron Thompson disappeared. You need to leave, Gerald said, his voice shaking. No, I said firmly. I need you to tell me the truth. Did you kidnap me? Gerald backed away from me. You're crazy. I don't know what you're talking about. Detective Preston found employment records proving you were there, I pressed. You quit 3 days after Cameron went missing. You hired a detective? Gerald's hands trembled. You ungrateful little... Why did you take me? I demanded. Gerald laughed bitterly. You want the truth? Fine. Your precious biological parents left you alone in a stroller outside the restroom, just sitting there, unattended. So you decided to take me. I was broke living in my car, Gerald said. Patricia was desperate for a child after losing hers. I thought if I brought her a baby, she'd love me. She'd take care of me. You stole someone's child to impress a woman? I said. It worked, didn't it? Gerald sneered. Patricia loved you. She married me. We had a decent life. You kept us isolated. No family, no friends, no paper trail, I said. You were paranoid about getting caught. I kept you safe, Gerald insisted. Do you know what happens to child abductors in prison? By stealing my entire life? My voice cracked. I had parents who loved me. You took that from me. Your real parents didn't deserve you. They left you alone, Gerald said. I saved you from their negligence. Did Patricia ever suspect? I asked. Never, Gerald said. She was too damaged to question anything. I showed her fake ultrasound pictures. She believed everything. You're a monster, I said quietly. And you can't prove anything, Gerald replied. I smiled. Actually, I can. I took a DNA test. I'm Cameron Mitchell Thompson, and you just confessed while wearing a wire for the FBI. Gerald lunged at me, but the door burst open. Agent Santos and 4 FBI agents swarmed in. Gerald Richardson, you're under arrest for kidnapping Cameron Mitchell Thompson, Santos announced. This is entrapment, Gerald screamed. No, you incriminated yourself, Santos said. We have your full confession. Preston entered behind the agents. Nice work, Kobe, Gerald glared at me. You destroyed your own family. Patricia was my family. You were just the criminal who used her, I said. My real family has been searching for me for 32 years. Santos led Gerald away. You're looking at federal kidnapping charges, life in prison, Vanessa ran to me. Baby, are you okay? I don't know, I admitted. Rodriguez approached with an older couple. Kobe, there's someone who wants to meet you. I turned and saw them, David and Rachel Thompson, my biological parents. Rachel's hands covered her mouth. Cameron! Oh my God, Cameron! I don't know what to say, I stammered. I'm sorry I don't remember you. You were just a baby, David said, tears streaming down his face. We've dreamed of this moment for 3 decades. Rachel stepped forward. Can I hug you? I nodded, and she embraced me. Something deep in my memory stirred. We never gave up, David said. Every birthday, every holiday, we hoped you were alive. I had a good life with Patricia, I said. She loved me. She didn't know what Gerald had done. We're grateful she took care of you, Rachel said. They showed me pictures. My nursery, family gatherings I'd missed. I had 2 younger siblings, Emma and Tyler. They're waiting at the hotel, David explained. We didn't want to overwhelm you. I want to meet them, I said. I want to know my family. Agent Santos joined us. Gerald's arraignment is next week. With the confession we recorded, you probably won't need to testify. I'll do whatever it takes to put him away, I said. 3 months later, I sat in the courtroom watching Gerald's sentencing. The judge had found him guilty on all counts. Mr. Richardson, you stole a child from loving parents and deceived a vulnerable woman, Judge Morrison said. This court sentences you to life in prison without possibility of parole. Gerald didn't look at me as they led him away. No apology, no remorse. Outside the courthouse, David put his arm around me. It's finally over. No, I said. It's finally beginning. I have a real family now. Gerald took 32 years, but he can't take my future. Vanessa squeezed my hand. And you have me. Are you keeping the name Kobe? Emma asked. Yes, Patricia gave me that name. She loved me, I said. But Cameron Mitchell Thompson is who I am legally now. Tyler grinned. So we can call you Kobe? Please do, I laughed. 6 months after Gerald's conviction, I stood at Patricia's grave with fresh flowers. Rachel and David came with me. Thank you for taking care of our son, Rachel said softly to the headstone. She would have been horrified if she'd known the truth, I said. She was Gerald's victim too. Today, I'm rebuilding my life with both families. Vanessa and I are getting married next year. Emma and Tyler are in the wedding party. I've started a podcast about reunited families. Gerald will spend the rest of his life in prison. He showed no remorse at sentencing. Some people don't deserve forgiveness. And Gerald Richardson is one of them. I think about the life I might have had if Gerald hadn't stolen me. But I also think about Patricia, who loved me unconditionally. Both realities shaped who I am today. The Thompson family welcomed me with open hearts. They didn't pressure me to make up for lost time. They simply loved me as I am. Kobe Cameron Thompson, a man finding his place between 2 worlds. Have you ever discovered something about your past that completely changed your present? What would you do if you found out your entire childhood was built on a lie? Like and subscribe for more stories about people who refused to be victims and fought back the right way.